The True Believers, Marvel Knights, The Punisher, first appearance. Uh, this is pretty much like the only thing from Marvel that I actually like look forward to, and that's just because it's basically just reprints of old classic comics that I like love. But uh, I just my week has been crazy, and I just haven't had time to really catch up in my comic book reading. So we're gonna do a retro review today. So this is Marvel Knights Punisher. It's actually the Amazing Spider-Man, but this is Punisher Strikes Twice. So we get our first appearance with the Punisher, and we see him shooting a statue of Spider-Man with the Jackal, who I don't recall him. Like I used to be a huge Spider-Man fan back in the day, and I had like all the toys and watched the cartoons and try to pick up the comics as much as I can. I don't ever recall the Jackal, but yeah, I mean, look at that! Look at very first introduction to Punisher. Just you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of a grown-up version of the son from the Munsters. I forgot his name, but that's that's what he looks like. So with that, look at that wicked widow's peak. So yeah, basically Punisher wants to kill Spider-Man because he thinks Spider-Man is a murderer, and he wants to basically clean up crime. I mean, everyone knows the Punisher story. He cleans up crime by eliminating it permanently. That's why I love Punisher so much. I've always been such a huge fan of him as a kid. He was always one of my favorite comic book characters. Just because I liked his whole, like, if someone is being evil, doing evil things, rather than throwing their ass in jail just for them to break out and cause mayhem all over again, he just puts a stop to it permanently by putting a bullet in their head. And I'm like, yes, I can totally respect that. Even as a little kid, I can respect that. I don't know what that says about me as a kid, but yeah. That was always my first thing. Like, whenever I read Spider-Man or like watched Batman or whatever, the cartoon series and things like that, I was like, why doesn't Batman ever just kill them? So yeah, Spider-Man. I guess at this point in time, Spider-Man is seen as a criminal. People think that he killed not Harry Osmond. Who the hell was I forgot his name. Who's the name of Harry Osmond's dad? The original Green Goblin. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. But yeah, Peter killed him, and now I guess everyone thinks that he's a criminal. So we see him stopping a bank robbery. Which is I don't know. I love like these like these like what's the word I want to use? These like trash talking from like the old classic comics. Like so we got you pegged wrong, punk. Big deal. That just means we take you out the hard way. But punk, we still take you out. It's like I don't know. It's just like you don't hear stuff like that anymore in current comics, and I like the old just like classic like trash talking and stuff like that. But so yeah, I want to check this out. No, actually, never mind. It's Joe Quesada. I don't want to check that out. Like yeah, this, I mean, I've heard great stuff about this. You know, Kevin Smith, Joe Quesada, his Daredevil run was like really good, but yeah, just the way Joe Quesada is, I don't want anything. I don't want to support that, but I will definitely support this. I'll definitely support Chuck Dixon. Chuck Dixon is awesome. But yeah, look at that Spider-Man face. This should be a meme right here. That expression. I don't know what it can be for. Maybe like false happiness, or like false like I don't know. Like this almost looks like the Nicolas Cage like you don't say. but it's more of like a fake like laugh kind of deal. Like, oh, my wife left me for my brother and they're having kids. Congratulations. And this is the face that you make. So yeah, we get like Joe and Jameson stuff. We see Spider-Man swinging around, and we get our first confrontation between Spider-Man and the Punisher. So yeah, Punisher basically shoots him with a concussion grenade, kind of concussion projectile, which is weird because you would think, I mean, he wants to kill him, so why is he going to use concussion grenades? And then, like, I mean, Spider-Man chases him, and Frank Castle leads him right to this fire escape, or not fire escape, fireplace kind of thing, where he pulls out a gun that shoots like a titanium alloy wire, and it's just like, why didn't you shoot him with like an actual gun? But then it's because obviously like this is back in is it the 70s, I think? This is like for kids and things like that. So obviously they're not going to go that route. But it's just kind of funny to see like Frank Castle like nowadays, and then just going back to like, oh, this is how he started. He's like using like concussion grenades and stuff like that. But yeah, basically, Spider-Man beats Punisher, and then while he's distracted beating up Punisher, the Jackal sneaks in from behind and slices him in the back of the head and knocks him off a building. And yeah, Spider-Man, I mean, he survives. I think this is kind of funny. Like, so Peter's like talking to himself out loud, and he's talking about like, you know, Harry and being Spider-Man, just all this stuff. And then meanwhile, Harry Osborn is just like listening in like some kind of creeper. To be honest, I've always hated Harry Osborn. Like, he was just a character I absolutely couldn't stand. Even when he was Peter Parker's friend, I hated him. I don't like him. I've never liked him. I just always found him like really annoying. And then we see Mary Jane. Every time I see Mary Jane in these old comics, it just makes me upset that what they did to her and Peter and that whole relationship. But far out. I love reading these old classic comics just for like the dialogue and stuff like that. It's just crazy to see how they talked back in the day and stuff. Obviously, it's a little bit embellished because like, you know, there's like exposition in a lot of the dialogue, but it's just kind of interesting just to see how it is. I do wish I know they would never do this for obvious reasons, but I did kind of wish that like not only do you get the reprints of the comic, but also the original ads. So instead of seeing like Marvel Zombie and all this stuff, you would get like the original ads that came with it. Obviously, I completely understand that that's never going to happen, and it makes sense why it's never going to happen. But that's another reason why I love reading the old classic comics, is also for the ads. The ads are hilarious sometimes. But yeah, it really is a shame what they did with that relationship. But speaking of relationships, the relationship between Punisher and the Jackal basically comes to an end. Punisher's upset with the Jackal because the Jackal killed Spider-Man. At least they both think Spider-Man is dead, and the Punisher didn't want him to die that way. He wants him to die by his own hands, and not letting a man die by accident. Which is weird because, I mean, Punisher will take his kills however he can get them, it seems. I mean, as long as if a criminal is off the street, he doesn't really care how it gets done. But, and also the thing that's kind of funny, so Punisher's going around in his latex suit, and then he just has like a trench coat and a fedora. That's his disguise. It reminds me of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where they just throw on a trench coat and a hat, and that's their disguise. And it's just like, okay. At least put some pants on. But yeah, Spider-Man goes to this gun shop because earlier he went back to the scene of the crime and he realized that there's a plate that had the armory, where Punisher Frank Castle got his weapon. So Peter goes over there to basically ask about the Punisher, but when he arrives, the guy is dead, and that's when Punisher comes in. Like how he just like smashes through the window, and then he just smashes the window and kicks Spider-Man in the face. Okay. Now what? Oh no, it's you again. Won't you ever quit? Not while you're still alive, punk. Not while they call me the Punisher. I want to see this in the new Punisher TV series. I want to see Punisher jump through a window, yell this phrase, and then kick Spider-Man in the face. But yeah, you basically get another fight between the Punisher and Spider-Man because Punisher sees his dead friend and thinks that Spider-Man killed him. And of course, Spider-Man kicks his ass and basically shows him the wounds on this guy, and realizes it's claw marks. And he's like, does this look familiar to you? And then Punisher's like, oh, it's the Jackal. And then Punisher walks off, and I'm like, I don't know, I think this is kind of cool. It's like, you said you were in a Marine, so how come you're fighting over here? That's my business, superhero, not yours. Maybe when I'm dead it'll mean something, but right now I'm just a warrior fighting a lonely war. I was like, yeah, that's pretty badass. That's a pretty badass saying to go as you walk into the shadows. And then we get the Jackal. If I'm gonna take over the city, I must first destroy you, and I will. This the Jackal swears. I've never heard of the Jackal. I've heard of like almost every enemy in Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery. Never heard of the Jackal. So, but yeah, that was True Believers #1, Marvel Knights of Punisher, which is obviously a reprint of the Amazing Spider-Man number 129. He's different. He's deadly. He's the Punisher. Such an awesome character. I love Punisher. I love these covers. These covers are always Punisher always has like the best covers. I know they're what is like considered portfolio pieces, but I freaking just love the covers. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this retro review. One of these days I'm gonna have to actually do like another actual retro review where I actually read a retro comic with all the like the worn out pages and the crazy ads and stuff from back in the day. I've done a couple of those before. The most recent would be the first appearance of Ghost Rider. But yeah, I should definitely do that again. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about Punisher. What do you guys think about these reprints? I wish DC would do them as well. I would totally buy them. Because I love just like the classic stuff. Especially nowadays where both companies are just kind of going in the gutter. This is like one of the only things coming out of Marvel that I actually care about. I actually look forward to reading. But yeah. Tell me what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 300 subscribers. I'm at like 270 something. So hopefully I can get to 300 by the end of the year. So yeah, please subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, hit the bell for notification, or at least make sure it's checked so you get notifications when I do updates. If you like the video, hit the like button. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Share this with friends, family, other people in the community. Tweet it out, stuff like that. Just if you guys can help me grow the channel, that'd be awesome. I have a PayPal and Patreon in the description below, but if you guys can just subscribe and just help me grow this channel, and that's all I really care for. Or at least I would like. I also have a Twitch, Pirate Monkey. You guys can also find that in the description below. But yeah, hope you guys have a good day, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.